How does the Samsung Galaxy S3 compare to the iPhone 4S? Well, let's find out. Okay, well obviously the first considerable difference that you will see between the two phones is the actual screen itself. The iPhone 4S has a 3.5 inch Retina display, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S3 has a 4.8 inch AMOLED HD display with Gorilla Glass. So let's talk about the camera between the Samsung Galaxy S3 and the iPhone 4S. What are the differences between the cameras? The iPhone's 4S rear-facing camera consists of a 1080p HD video camera for doing video, and also is an 8 megapixel camera for taking still shots, and also has an LED flash. The Samsung Galaxy, however, also has a 8 megapixel camera which also records at full 1080p HD video at 30 frames per second. As you can see, it has an LED flash. So how about the front facing cameras on both these devices? How do they compare? The front facing camera on the iPhone 4S does record in VGA at 30 frames per second, whereas the front facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S3 records in 720p HD video. So how do the operating systems compare between these two devices? The iPhone 4S runs iOS 5 with built-in features like the ability to create folders for keeping your applications in. Other features include multitasking by holding down the double tapping home button. The Samsung Galaxy S3 runs the Android operating system version 4.03, which is Ice Cream Sandwich, and it uses the TouchWiz interface, and you can expect similar features like multitasking that you'd get on the iOS devices. And by accessing the multitasking, you hold down the home button and you're presented with these options here, and you can simply swipe across to close open applications. Other features with the Android operating system on the Galaxy S3 are features like the ability to add widgets to your home screen, and you can simply go to your widgets menu and you can choose a multitude of various different widgets, things like clocks that you can just simply add to other home screens on the main menu, as you can clearly see here. So what other features can you come to expect with both these devices? Another really cool feature with the iPhone 4S is the ability to actually use Siri.
Yes?
What's the weather like tomorrow?
One moment. It'll be wet out there. Yes?
What is the weather like in New York?
One moment. Okay, here's the weather for New York City, NY, the United States tomorrow.
The Samsung Galaxy S3 also comes with features very similar to Siri, and it's called S-Voice. What's the weather like tomorrow?
The forecast for tomorrow is a couple of showers.
How many people live in London?
$7.754 million people.
So what features can we come to expect when it comes to using the camera on both these devices? And if we open up the camera's interface, you can see we are presented with some options. The option up here on the left hand side of the screen gives you options to switch the flash onto auto on or off. Other options included here are the ability to switch from the rear facing camera to the front facing camera on the iPhone, as you can clearly see. And to record video with the camera, you simply slide your finger up to the video camera icon there, as you can clearly see. Taking photos with the iPhone 4S is very simple. With autofocus you can touch the screen and you simply take a shot, and they're automatically saved into your camera roll. Let's open up the camera, and you can see that we're presented with this graphical user interface here. Now obviously the first thing that you do notice with the camera is obviously you've got a much bigger screen here for viewing photos and taking videos. You can come to expect features like touch to focus and also face detection. Other built-in features with the camera are included the ability to obviously adjust the exposure value of the actual camera, the ability to turn in the flash on and off, and you do have, as you can clearly see here, a multitude of various different options with the actual camera itself, with the ability of adjusting the white balance, and you can actually adjust various different resolutions when it comes to taking videos and pictures. So I think you'll agree with me that the actual features of the camera on the Samsung Galaxy S3 are very good. Browsing websites using both these devices obviously do vary, because obviously the screen size on the Samsung Galaxy S3 is considerably bigger, which does make a big difference when it comes to browsing websites. The Samsung Galaxy S3, obviously, as you would come to expect, does load up websites considerably quicker. So just how quick is the Samsung Galaxy S3 for browsing websites over the iPhone 4S? Well, what we'll do is we'll do a quick speed comparison between the two, and what we're going to do is we're going to load up the YouTube website, and we'll just see how quick these two pages load. So let's just do this now, and hopefully you can see. You can clearly see that the actual speed of the Samsung Galaxy S3 is considerably faster for loading up websites on comparison to the iPhone 4S here. So how physically in the hands do these two phones actually compare? Well, you can clearly see that the Samsung Galaxy S3 is considerably bigger in the hand, with that big 4.8 inch AMOLED HD display, on comparison to the iPhone 4S, which does only have the 3.5 inch Retina display. It is a lot smaller in your hand on comparison to the Samsung. The Samsung Galaxy S3, if we look at a side view, is considerably thinner and sleeker than the iPhone 4S. But that's not to say that the iPhone 4S isn't slim, because it certainly is. You do have very similar controls physically on the actual two devices. If we look at the side here, you've got volume up and down rockers on both phones here, as you can clearly see. On the top you've got the headphone jack on both phones, and then if we look round at the other side, the only difference is here is the Samsung Galaxy S3 does have the power button on the side, whereas the iPhone 4S has its power button on the top. So the decision as to what phone do you buy the Samsung Galaxy S3 or the iPhone 4S? Well, at the end of the day, the choice is yours, of course. It's down to personal preference. What I would say is, if you're somebody that's used to using smartphones and you like the ability to customise your user interface quite a lot, then I would recommend you go for the Samsung Galaxy S3, because you do have a lot of flexibility when it comes to customisation with Android on this device. Or if you're somebody that's fairly new to actually smartphones, and you just want to be able to get it out of the box and start using it, and you want a phone that's going to be very simple to use, then I would recommend you go for the iPhone 4S. Having said that, at the end of the day, the choice is yours, guys. Both these devices are very good in their own rights. Thank you very much for watching this review between both these awesome devices. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please press that subscribe button along the top, and of course leave me comments down below in the comments box. Thanks very much for watching, and until my next video, I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.